Hey, a random stranger. It is a lovely Saturday afternoon down here, and I cannot believe it, but we are actually going to be starting the read through of the first couple of chapters of the Houseki no Kuni manga. It's so strange because it feels like coming back to an old friend, but also returning to the site of an emotional and intellectual battlefield because we covered so much lore and weathered so many surprises and tragedies in the anime in just like the short 12 episodes that we got. A full disclosure, if you're coming to this channel fresh, I am jumping straight to this manga off the back of reacting to the Houseki no Kuni anime, and that was an incredible experience, particularly because people made it so much more memorable by offering their own insights into the lore of the Houseki no Kuni world, as well as, the significance that Buddhist symbolism and the gemology and the psychology and just the emotional layers that the gems have in relation to each other. So take all of that, and it was an inevitability, I can't even say that word, inevitability that I would react to the manga in its entirety and experience it a second time with the Houseki no Kuni fandom. This time from the start, but all the way to the end where the anime was unable to take us. Just to demonstrate how geared up I am for this manga reading, I have my normal official Hogwarts mug with my normal water in it, and also my Roku gin and tonic, which I just made because it was the only Japanese gin that I could get my hands on. So yeah, if you have a particular drink that just down for Land of the Lustrous read-throughs, then let me know, unless you're underage, in which case I know that you're being responsible and not going anywhere near alcohol, and yeah, drink responsibly and all that jazz, guys. Another sort of housekeeping note, this is my first manga reaction video, so please bear with me as I kind of figure out the new setup and structure. Not that there is any structure, because I have no idea how long each of these chapters is going to take me to go through. I feel kind of bad for my Houseki no Kuni peoples, because you have been my guinea pigs in this whole discovering anime / learning how to YouTube journey, but you're still here, and you guys are a fantastic bunch, so I'm not too worried. For copyright reasons, obviously I can't put the whole manga up on screen. I'm sure you guys are resourceful enough to find your own copies to read along with. You'll also notice on the bottom left and right hand corners the page numbers to guide you. I will also be reading through the dialogue, mostly to help me pace this, because I naturally speed read, so I'd probably forget to react, and you would also have no idea where I'm up to. Okay, let's do this. So I've got the title page, the cover page up actually, Land of the Lustrous, Volume 1 by Haruko Ichikawa, whom I have yet to look up anything about. So I have no idea if this is sort of her first big piece of work, or if she's sort of a prolific manga author. I'm gonna just sort of look at this cover for a bit longer. So obviously, interesting choice of gems. We've got Phos, of course, with her blank encyclopedia, and Bort hovering completely not menacingly over Phos's shoulder. Daya, who, she has, her glow, her sparkle was rainbow. But yeah, I love Daya, I've missed Daya, and I've forgotten the name of that gem. I think it was Morga. I'm a bit scared. I like scared in a good way, I think. Okay. Blank. Is this manga in color? I haven't read a manga in ages. Like, this will be the first one I've read in over 20 years. I used to be a huge fan of Doraemon, or Ding Dong as we call it in Hong Kong, but that was definitely all just fun and games. Okay, so we've got Morga, the gem that who always hangs around Jade. I don't remember their name. Okay. Land of the Lustrous. Okay, so it looks like this is sort of like a widespread that's sort of been split in half. So I'm looking at the right half. We've got Bort. This is good revision. Rutile, Jade, Morga, Yellow, whom I did love for the short episode that we got her in. Obsidian, I think, who forges the weapons, and the other ones I don't know. I can't remember. I think that's Watermelon, the only one that looks like vegetation. And of course we've got Cinnabar being her usual withdrawn self. Cinnabar. Oh, okay, table of contents. Phos, Cinnabar, Diamond, Cochlea, chapter 4. That's a gem name that I'm not aware of. Metamorphosis and Extract. Land of the Late Night Gaming. It sounds like a sort of side quest or something. Okay, interesting. Oh, okay, so Daya Padpa, which is the gem that I think I identified most with, despite having just known her for 2 seconds. And we've got Phos, baby Phos, hiding behind Sensei's robes. Okay. I don't know why, I'm feeling very apprehensive. Alright, let's start this. Shh. Oh yeah. Phos, I know you're in there. Phos. I can't believe we get to see baby Phos again. This is bringing back a lot of memories from the first episode. I'm not listening to the soundtrack, by the way, in my headphones. This is just random Jeremy Soul, Elder Scrolls stuff. Okay, so chapter 1, Phosphophyllite. Sensei has been asking for you. What's she doing hiding in the grass? Oh, maybe... Oh, wait, sorry, I'm meant to be reading... Yes, I'm meant to be reading from right to left. Okay. Huh? I wonder about what? Dunno. Oh, maybe... I'm finally gonna get to go into battle. Yeah, right. Haha, even as great as you are, I can see that my potential still intimidates you. Potential? You mean you still haven't been given a job? Was Morga that mean in the anime? I don't remember. Morga! Goshen! Quit goofing around. I saw a black spot in the south. A little one, but we have to report it to Sensei. Great. If it's just a little one, we can take care of it ourselves. What? Are you serious? So, yeah, I remember, okay, they had to have permission from Sensei to actually go and deal with the Lunarians. Talk about an ego trip. We'll be fine. It's important to give the elderly a break once in a while. Sensei's pretty old. Ooh, I don't think we ever dealt with Sensei's age in the anime. How old is he? Well, he's got so many kids or grandkids. I mean, it's got to be ragged by now. You better get going. They act like they're so busy. Okay. Today is the day I ask Sensei. I did love very much the design of the school. It's Phos looking at herself in the reflection. God, that makes me so sad. Perfect. I'm cute and gallant. Excuse me. Yes. I can't do Sensei's voice. I'm not going to do voices, by the way, just to save you guys a whole world of pain. You wanted to see me, Congo Sensei. Sigh, yes. Is he sighing already? Phosphophyllite, I have finally found a job for you. Oh, the battle scene. I remember being so impressed with the animation for that, and sort of the like the chimey kind of music that they used whenever the Lunarians showed up on the horizon. It was very inhuman, and sort of the kind of music that you find, say for example, in temple meditations and stuff. Let me fix that. Okay. I think we can do this. Yeah. It's first shot of the Lunarians. I can actually look at them because everything moves so fast in the anime. Yep, there's the big one with the bowl to collect. You know what's so interesting? So I'm just gonna stay on this one for a bit. Is because I grew up on a lot of Hong Kong martial arts, like set in the ancient world mythology kind of TV shows, and this sort of Buddhist, she was called Gunyan Posa. I don't really know the English name for it, but Buddha. They were always the good guys, you know, always helping the hero, or you know, dispensing divine gifts to help them along their journey. Whereas I found it so interesting in Land of the Lustrous that they are actually, well, supposedly the antagonists, the bad guys. Okay. Their arrows. Shunk, shunk, shunk. It's still exciting, even though it's still like it's still a drawing. This is their duo act. She's lifting off the end of the katana. So badass. Thwack. And it comes out, so you know how when they slice the Lunarian and then it kind of looks like a lotus, that is actually a lotus root. And the only reason I know that is because we use a lot of lotus roots in our Cantonese soups. So I was like, oh, that looks like something that we put in our soup. But yeah, again, the lotus leaf is like, you know, symbolic for enlightenment, or you know, immortality and all that, and rebirth, which is a really important theme in this manga anime. Huh? There's the melting, and there's the gems, the very first sighting of gem weapons. It's not evaporating, and those arrowheads, they captured Heliodor the other day, and that's the same color. I can't believe they'd use one of us for this. So this is the very first time that they're discovering that they can be turned into weaponry. That's perfect though. We'll take back every last piece. So bittersweet, because they also get a chance to sort of put back together their brother. God, their katanas are so massive. I love that shot. Okay, lots of birds. There's some heavy symbolism going on there. Freedom to seek the truth, maybe. Also, Kongo Sensei is massive. It's just towering over the gems. That panel with Phos and the birds, just the shadows of them over her, that is so fraught with meaning. Sensei. I just remembered Morgan and Gershon said they saw a black spot a little while ago. It was small, so they went to handle it alone. It's off. Okay, so he's concerned. He's got deep concern for his kids. You've memorized the origins of our land, have you not? Huh? Yes, Sensei. Recite the introduction. Alright. Are we gonna get lore right off the bat? This planet has 7 times 6. Oh, 6 times been struck by meteors. Oh. Each time a peace broke off, creating 6 moons and ravaging the earth. When the land was reduced to a single coast, all living creatures escaped to the ocean. The infertile land was populated by creatures suited to its barren environment. Okay, I feel like that already gave more information than what the anime did, which had like a really quick sort of animated section for lore. So imagine, okay, so the meteors became moons, and I assume because of gravitational force and all that, it would have messed up the Earth big time. And that's why the creatures went to the ocean. Okay. Some of the life forms that flourished in the time of one moon were left and sank into the ocean. They were consumed by the microscopic organisms inhabiting the seafloor, then reborn as inorganic substances. After a long time, their components formed ordered structures and they became crystals, the gems, before once again washing up on shore. Okay, I forgot that Phos is a little bit of a lightweight in terms of fitness-wise. Okay, so originally they were on land and then they sank to the ocean. They were consumed by microscopic organisms. I'm assuming those same microscopic organisms also were the ancestors of the Admirabilis that come later on. Those crystals are the Lustrous. I love all of them just running. Oh, and because Sensei rang the bell, I think, yeah, I saw Sensei ring the bell. Very good. And to oppose the countless hunters who come from the moons to turn us into decorations, the 28 of us form pairs of skilled warriors, a watcher and a fighter. See, again, this is new information to me. So there's always one watcher and one fighter. They have, even in the sort of warrior class, they have different divisions of labor. We each have 1 or 2 roles to which we are well suited. We complement each other as we fulfill those roles. That's like their life's purpose. And if you don't have one, I've thought long and hard about what role to bestow upon you. You have a unique constitution, and on top of that, you've tried medicine. This is Phos. Tactical planning. Oh, that sign. It's like textile production. Huh? All the other gems are just looking on in horror. Industrial art and design. The little sweat marks. Oh, crash. Arms production and so on. Okay, so that explains. So Phos did try all of these things, and yet, but nothing could get through your impenetrable strata of ineptitude. I feel like, honestly, like Phos knows that they're quote unquote useless. You don't have to pull out your big words to tell them that. Then I should just go fight, maybe. Fight, you say? Well, it is the one thing I've never tried even once, so it is the one thing you will never do. Why do I feel like Kongo Sensei knew from the start, even here, that if he let Phos anywhere near combat or sort of push her towards that direction, that they would eventually become the rebel that they don't want in this little society of theirs? I don't know. Okay, so the Lunarians picking up the pieces of Morga and the other gem. It's so funny because I remember I thought that they'd just died and I was like, this is so brutal. They're so happy. Look at their smiling faces. Oh, this is the snap. This power of Sensei's that we never really discovered the secret of. Damn. Sensei. Oh, goodness. Just all of them just looking on. What kind of expression is that, Sensei? Is this supposed to be a show of respect for the aged? So I feel like they pay him out for his age a lot more in the manga. Here it comes, get down. Eep. Oh, Phos. I'm not that old yet, you fools. Oh, so he was speaking to the gems. Because I remember in the anime, it kind of looked like he was yelling at the Lunarians. Yeek, ack, and crack. And there goes Phos's bits. Humph, clatter. Oops. He's so blasé about it. He just shattered one of his kids into a million pieces and he's just shrug. You are remarkably brittle and your hardness is only 3.5. You fall apart if someone so much as brushes by you. Furthermore, the Lunarians are fond of your mint green color. Yeah, and again, we never really discovered why. I guess it's maybe a fetish of theirs. With those 3 points against you, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, even an army of you would be wiped out in a single blow. Again, so mean. I'm sure Phos already knows this. I don't know. Unless you become stronger than I am. How strong is Sensei? What is Sensei? He is a gem, I'm assuming, but of a very different type. Yeah, not happening. Okay, so they're just gathering the pieces of Morga and Goshen. That being the case, I don't know why, in my head, Sensei has a British accent. Kind of like, not Dumbledore, but, I don't know, not Snape either. Someone. I want you to compile a natural history. And that's right, Phos is still in the bag as he is going on about how weak they are. What? Stay in there. That's so boring, you think? You will be preserving the present and preparing us against the unforeseen future, which you probably know more about, Sensei, than you're letting on. It is an intellectual task that is both vital and creative in nature. I love how that is put. I do think that knowledge is very important. You know, if you can't act with knowledge, then you're just flailing in the dark. So he would have sold me, I think. But, alright, I know what you want. Observation is the key to battle. If you want to fight, you must first use this job to cultivate your eye for observation. It's not wrong. You're trying to trick me into doing it. Yes, and it's working. You're about the only person who can talk back to Sensei. You have nothing going for you, but you have nerve in spades, which is exactly why Phos is the one later, you know, to... Agreed. Nobody asked you. I love that we're still getting talkback Phos and rebel Phos and baby Phos. Just gonna enjoy it while we can, right? But your job will require that honesty. Again, I wonder if Sensei knew, even here, setting this task for Phos, that it would eventually lead to where it did lead. I'm counting on you. See, this is making it all seem very sus, and that there's a bigger underlying purpose that he's not letting on yet. Okay. Sigh, thwomp. Okay, this is back at the school. Want me to help? Nope. You switched my right and left legs last time, so no thanks. You remember that, huh? Of course they would, Phos. That was then. What about your history? How's that going? There's no possible way a natural history is going to help anybody, and it's going to be a pain in the butt. Just like you. I swear they weren't so mean to Phos in the anime. Shut up. So, Rutile, just ignore. This is what they did to Helio. But if we get all the pieces, they'll go back together and Helio will be alive, right? Yes, of course. The microscopic organisms said to have made us are locked inside us as inclusions. Oh, okay. In this age, they feed off of light to make us move, which is why they can't function without light. So if we shatter, as long as we can gather enough of the pieces, they can close the wounds and bring us back to life. Even if we're ground into powder, mixed with earth and sunk to the bottom of the ocean, it's no more than a temporary death. So there's yeah, okay. I love that they're bringing back what immortality means to them. Like, I just wonder though, if, say, as Rutile says, they are ground into pieces, they still retain their consciousness. So obviously their consciousness is not dependent on sort of all of their parts remaining together. It's a wonderful trait of ours that no other creature shares. Wonderful. Of course, this property also makes us incapable of ever giving up on anything. There, all better. I do remember that I loved this quote. Like, I don't know, knowing that you can never die. Okay, I need a drink. So, the being incapable of ever giving up anything, I assume, so if you know that you never die, it means that if you ever have a hope for something, that you just continue hoping and hoping and hoping for it, because you have your whole life or your whole eternity to work towards it or to fight to achieve it, which sounds like more of a curse than anything, because if it's something that you can never ever get for eternity, then you just never ever get it. Oops. All right, I guess we'll get back to our posts. Hey, watch it. Touch me and you're the one who's going to break. 3.5. Definitely meaner. I'm used to falling apart. Honorable 7. Such sass. Take me. No, I will not be refused. Rutile, I don't suppose you could switch someone's head hardness with their physical hardness. If I hadn't tattled to Sensei, you would both be on the moon right now. Don't you know what that means? Not with today's medicine. You have to do something to get me out of this wretched assignment. Is making a natural history really that bad? No, it's not. Yes, I want something cooler. I don't know. Your new job helped us before you even started. I think it's pretty amazing. Oh. What? Want to switch with me? This is the... She's flaking on you, Phos. I'm not so weak that I would take from other people. At this point, they are. Is that what you thought I'd say? Well, think again, huh? Careful, it's heavy. Whoa. Phos! That'll teach that idiot. I just put Phos back together. Rutile, just done with everyone. Saved by the blank encyclopedia. Again, I feel like that's very symbolic, because an encyclopedia is like a collection of facts which are meant to lead you towards the truth. The truth will save them all. Hey, you're still in one piece. What a relief. I'm sorry, I didn't think you'd really take it. I.e., I didn't really think you were that much of a dumbass. Huh. Well. Hey, you wanted it to hit me, didn't you? Sorry. Fine, I get it. I guess I'm stuck with it. You are my only friend. She's talking to the encyclopedia. Alright, that's the end of chapter 1. Chapter 2, Cinnabar. Okay, we've got to do this. So, anyway, I mean, that's a great view. Like, you know, that view with, you know, some espresso, a bit of, you know, nice, relaxing music, and you've got a life. Oh, but I can't wait to find out more about Cinnabar. What is a natural history? Flip. You disgust me. You're resisting this job as hard as you possibly can. Is that Alex, the master researcher? No. Is not what you're thinking, I hope. Whoa, all white. Perv? What? What is going on? No, I'm working out the grand scheme of it all. Okay, let's see. Morganite, a mineral pink in color but violent in nature, and good looking, arrogant, and adorable. Are you insulting me? Natural history. So she's doing entries on all of them, just filling out their Wikipedia entries. Natural history is a record and classification of everything in nature. That's what I heard. Sweet, noble Goshen, for example, like the bugs on the beach and the plants and everything. Give me another one. We already know everything about all the useful things, so a record of things we don't know about. But then how do you know that what you know is everything that's useful if you know that there's all this stuff that you don't know? Too many no's. Give me more. I need more. We don't know that much about anything. Sorry. We watchers are just always looking up at the sky, but Cinnabar might know something. They do. Okay, so it feels like a society that doesn't really put that much weight or importance on finding out facts or let alone the truth. And that is a problem, I feel, because then that just sort of paves the way and ingratiates the status quo, and just nothing ever changes. Just have to keep fighting this eternal battle. Cinnabar? You mean that Cinnabar? It's like there's another Cinnabar. There's a gem you could try asking. You know, I can't do that. I can't get near Cinnabar. I've never even talked to that loner. Now Phos is the one being mean. But I think Cinnabar knows about a lot of stuff. Well, work hard and make a big discovery. Oh, great scholar. Great scholar. What an idiot. I love Idiot Phos. I think that was a real highlight of the first half of the anime. Ugh. Cinnabar, huh? I don't think so. If I have to ask Cinnabar, I might as well go to Sensei. But that's worse. I'd get lectured for half a day. I'm never going to figure this out on my own, but I want to make a great discovery. Okay, the great scholar is willing to lend an ear to the opinions of others. It's so funny because she's at the same time she's got such an inflated idea of themselves, but also deep down they know that they're at the bottom of the gem pile. Huh? Something new? I only know about the things I use, and I want to get this chair fixed before I go out on watch duty. Could you hold that down for me a sec? Oh, she's going to each of the specialist gems. Oh, Phos, perfect timing. Model this for me before you go. Everyone's clothes have been tearing so easily lately, I'm designing a sturdier line. Hey, I heard you're making a natural history. We're short on hemp this year. So don't waste paper. Clumsy or not, at least help us make the stuff you use. Everyone's just so busy with their own area of expertise that they don't really have time to look into anything else. And I feel like the greatest discoveries in history or in science or whatever were due to people either coming together from different disciplines and sort of discovering new things, like the way that physics informed chemistry and then eventually biology, and then sort of how we discovered quantum physics because of, you know, just these different ideas meshing together. And so Phos being the one that's the only one who is sort of going to everyone and sort of not being good at anything, but just sort of getting an all-round education or exposure to different things, I think is why they're the special one that sort of gets the job of finding out the truth. Anyway, I don't know. I know about paste and powders, but you want something people don't use? Oh, our night watcher Cinnabar might know something. Yes, I'm coming. Oh, come on. You know more than Cinnabar, don't you? You're just lying because you're busy, I can tell, you quack. Your mouth, it needs an immediate operation to shut it. There they are, the miracle hands. I love all this sibling banter, especially between Rutile and Phos. I feel like Rutile is just so done with Phos, but then at the same time doesn't really mind her hanging around. I mean, I know Cinnabar's been all over the beach, but only at night, right? What could anybody possibly see? You know we're all completely useless at night. You do have a point. It is very dangerous to go out at night. All our functions slow down in the dark because we get our nutrients from light. Okay, again, I feel like this is sort of a bit more explained here. But Cinnabar is unique. That particular gem excretes an unending supply of silver venom mercury that collects what little light there is and makes it possible for Cinnabar to stay up alert all night long. Again, I always thought that this power of hers is so cool. And for some reason, though, again, they just ostracize themselves, I feel more. I think the other gems are a bit more accepting of Cinnabar than Cinnabar is of themselves. Although the Lunarians have never once come at night. I feel like there's something, again, symbolic in that. Like, the Lunarians come from the moon, which reflects light, that it doesn't actually produce its own light. Huh. Then do we even need a night patrol? Seems kind of pointless. Unlikely or not, an attack is possible, and that is Cinnabar's job. Take the scraps. If you do go for an interview, be careful. As I'm sure you know, if any part of you touches that poison, it will block the light from getting through. We'll have no choice but to scrape that part off and throw it away. You there! Give up this pointless job, this futile effort, and help me with my grand discovery. Oh, this is Phos talking to herself. What? You would grant me the honor of allowing me to serve you, says Cinnabar in Phos's crazy head. And that should win Cinnabar over somehow, and I will have a new minion. Then I'll get this natural history over with and make a great discovery. Everyone will sing my praises and my battle senses will be amazing. Yep, that's how I'll do it. What's that muttering? My dear Benito. Your room is next to Cinnabar's, is it not? Yes, you will show me the way. Her imperious tone is amazing. I mean, I'm just doing an imperious tone, but I imagine that's what Phos would say. What is your deal? You want to see Cinnabar? I don't think anybody's home. What? But it's the middle of the day. I do like that Cinnabar does have a room back at the school if they would ever choose to go back. Cinnabar's not home during the day or ever, huh? You know how that venom gets out of control sometimes. And I think I remember the venom also responds to Cinnabar's motions. So if she flares up, then it kind of just scatters everywhere. And I think that's why everyone's so uncomfortable around them. I guess we're starting to bother Cinnabar too. That room's been empty for a long time. I bet you said something insensitive to my minion. Minion? I did not. I'm not you. True. That venom's just like breathing to that gem. I know Cinnabar's trying not to cause trouble, but to be honest, just living next door has me constantly on edge. If what you are causes discomfort to people and it's not really something that you can change, then you're just in for a whole world of pain. A gem that bothers people just by being around, yeah. I've been useless since the day I was born. That is such an awful thing to sort of acknowledge as if it's... But this has surpassed even me. I'm impressed. To be stuck with a job where no one expects anything, no one worries about you, and no one will ever thank you. I don't get it. Why not just quit? Ugh. So, again, I'm just struck by the similarities between Phos and Cinnabar, but also the very stark differences between them. They're both useless, both at the bottom of the heap, both just trying to look for something where that doesn't make them feel like they're just trash. But Phos is striving to find some purpose that makes them useful, and they still believe that they can find that, whereas Cinnabar's just completely given up. and is just clinging on to life. Not even really, they're not really living. Cinnabar, why can't I find you? If I don't find anyone on this promontory, the only place left to look will be the ocean. Can't be. There we go. The first time that Cinnabar saves Phos's ass. That looks so great. Like the big ball of mercury forming into like a shield. That's so cool. Cinnabar is so cool. I was wondering. They're a little bit busy, Phos. She's facing all of them on their own. What idiot would be out just before sundown? So it's you 3.5. The disdain. Cinnabar. Yeah, they're no longer your minion. Phos is their minion. Damn it. Ugh. Why? Oh, goodness. All I do is breathe, and the earth and the grass die away. I don't want. They've got such a compassionate heart, but it's just encased by all of this. So many years of rejection and just being seemingly like a killjoy. And literally like killing everything around them. To spread pollution. Pollution, that's what they think they are, pollution. Or for anyone to see me. Or to fight. In this disgraceful way. Why is that disgraceful though? Just because they're not using like a weapon? They are using their own natural element to fend off the Lunarians. I would have thought that is admirable because you don't need anything external to your own abilities. I don't know. I don't want to. Oh, this is where she's spewing out all that mercury. Cinnabar. That's what happens when they become over emotional, right? Because I remember down the track, that's sort of what happened to Phos as well when they were reflecting on just sort of the despair that they were going through. Wait, what was that? I don't want to fight. They're just... And they can't die. And so I guess the only way, the next best option is to be taken by the Lunarians and suffer that temporary death and just, I guess, hope for the best. And yet... Oh, they're making forms of all the other gems. So does that mean that they do want to be part of the society and contribute and have relationships with all the other gems? Just don't know how. Oh, Cinnabar. All those arrows. Okay, so the entire cliff face just broke off from Cinnabar's mercury. That's crazy. They're falling. Maybe I'll just fall. Just giving up. Don't give up. Phos will not let you give up. I'm just thinking back to what Rutile said before about not giving up. They're immortal, but I feel like Cinnabar has just reached the end of the road, and for all intents and purposes, they're not immortal in the sense that their soul has just died. They've just lost that will to live, and depending on, you know, which philosophical stream you fall into, the will is often what sustains the soul, and as soon as that dies, then your soul dies, and basically you're immortal, but you're not. And so that's why Cinnabar gives up. Snap. Sploosh. Oh, the mercury on Phos's skin or cheeks. I didn't ask for your help. Oh, that's where they lost their limbs. Click. Wait, what? Of all 28 of us, I am the lowest on the scale. Wait, it kind of looks like Cinnabar tore Phos's arms off. No, I don't think so. I think Phos just lost them. My hardness is too. I remember my mind was blown when I learnt that. Phos, what did you do? It's funny that they look at the mercury covered cliff and they're like immediately, Phos, what did you make Cinnabar do? Script. There, I've scraped off all the stains. Okay, back in Rutile's clinic. Quack Rutile. Do you recognize me? The quack. My, it's so deep. Maybe you need more scraping. I mean, brilliant, Doctor. I love these two. That was close. As for these bits, there's nothing we can do for them. Oh, the first of Phos's many memory loss due to limb loss. I've never been scraped before. Are you having trouble remembering anything? I don't really know yet, but I'll never forget what happened today. Oh, a crazy thought just struck me. Cinnabar, if any of the other gems wanted to, God forbid, end their own life, they could just get Cinnabar to do it, right? Because they disintegrate and their memories disintegrate along with them, which is, in a way, how they die. Because if they don't have any of their memories left, then they no longer are the gem that they used to be. And that gem would have died even if a new one is physically in their place. Cinnabar talked about not wanting to fight, but then jumped in to save me. I'm not surprised. Cinnabar's very clever. But the air in that region is stagnant now. We won't be able to use its water, plants, or organisms for a while. Plus, the truth is, Cinnabar is extremely quick-witted and an excellent fighter, but everything that gem touches dies. Yeah, I feel like that's sort of what I just said, right? Including them. Maybe if not physically, but definitely memory-wise. Cinnabar is more than we can handle. So we use the night as a cage. My goodness. So the lack of light is here being described as a cage, and so somehow Phos has to bring the light to Cinnabar by, I don't know, is that the only way? A cruel but useful job assignment can be a very effective anesthetic for any questions one might have about their existence. It's not like we can put off finding a solution until we're all dead. So our only option is to endure it until some gem finds a better plan. Some gem? Or would you do us all the favour of finding use for Cinnabar? Do you want to make a great discovery, don't you? I can't do that, and you know it. None of you and Sensei can't come up with anything better. This is... How so Rutile was the one that planted the seed of finding Cinnabar's purpose in Phos's head. It didn't originate from Phos himself. Incidentally, where has Cinnabar been during the day? I don't know, I went to the northern cliff and then out of nowhere, the Cape of Emptiness then. Yeah, that's the place, and talk about good timing. The Cape of Emptiness is where they caught Heliodor. You couldn't have been in a more dangerous place. I can't imagine anyone would spend all of their time there, but... I just don't know. What is that? Is that an image of Phos made by Cinnabar? Hey, Winds. Oh, the bits of floating mercury. Don't you ever learn? Well, what do you want from me? This is my job. And what about you? What are you doing here again? This is where they caught Heliodor. It's dangerous out here. Yeah, that's why. That's right. That's why. I'm waiting for them to take me. Maybe on the moons they can find value for me. I've waited all this time, but they never come. God, this is just the depths of absolute despair. You just can't get any lower than this. Then yesterday, the second you showed up, there they were, because they like the mint green, but also is there something else going on? You're lucky. Even the enemy loves you. Two on the south coast. 3 on the Twin Shores, 1 on the plain between, 1 on the White Hill. I don't know if they'd be great discoveries, but I've seen plants we don't use there. They don't have names. Rutile came to treat me this morning. There, you're done with me now, right? So stop getting in my way. Help me. Oh, they're so conflicted internally. They're kind of egging Phos on to be like, yes, please help me, I'm desperate, but also because they can't say it out loud, they express it through these ways, like, you know, oh, if you want something, a discovery, maybe look on the plane. But yeah, leave me alone, but then not really, please help me. I want you to help. No. Okay, in that case, I swear I will find you a job that only you can do. I'll do it, and it'll be way more fun than night patrol. Fun being the key word. So don't talk about going to the moons. Yes, please stay. Okay? Okay. And Cinnabar definitely heard them. Hey. Oh my. It's not just blank, it's gone. You okay? Did you get scared after what happened with Cinnabar? That's not like you. Oh no, that's not it. My ideas cannot be contained on those tiny pieces of paper. A true Leonardo da Vinci just needs their brain. Oh no, that's not it. Oh, so you haven't changed. What job could be out there? It'll be fun, I said. Only you can do it, I said. I'm so stupid. Regret. But I swear she's in it now. Flutter, flutter. Oh, that's the encyclopedia, which I think Cinnabar picked up for as a memento. I don't want you to go away. Flutter, flutter. All this noise is keeping me awake. What have we here? Did that idiot forget this? How airheaded can you be? We all love our airheads. Not my problem. And then she's gonna pick it up and then gently handle it, take it back to her cave, and just look at it every day. Flutter, flutter. Terrible handwriting. The drawings aren't much better. I love that we get all these extra additional details about their relationship. It just adds so much more to their dynamic. So what does it say? Oh yes, the handprint. Reminding Cinnabar that Phos, like, literally went all out to save them. That they matter to them. I want to leave the night, but I can't. I don't trust myself. Don't cry. I hate to see them cry. Damn it. This stupid thing, which I will treasure till my dying days. I really love that chapter. I feel like anything to do with Cinnabar, I'm just gonna gobble up. Chapter 3, Diamond. Alright, Evening has snuck up upon us, but I think we're gonna keep going. This is too good. Let me just... Alright, Daya. What are we gonna learn about her, about them that we didn't from the anime? I wonder. Okay, so this is Phos still staring at themselves in the water's reflection. Kind of like that song from Mulan, Reflection. I feel like this would be playing in the background, or at least in Phos's head. Observing the jellyfish for your natural history. You sure are working hard. Who is that? No, I was just thinking how cute my reflection is. I love how big their head is. It's fantastic. As if, can't you see I'm wallowing in despair? What? You stupid. Careful, I need help. I can't think of a single thing, President Jade. Oh, that's Jade. Okay. I'm waiting for ideas. Ideas for what? I can't tell you. Then I don't know how to help. I feel Jade, even though they were, you know, like the other gems, dismissive of Phos's abilities, they did try to help them, you know, point them in the right direction. I'm gonna go crazy from all this thinking. If I'd known it would turn out like this, I never would have said I'd find something. Now this, yeah, I love that this has become her obsession. So about the other day, I don't suppose you could wipe that off the record. I still don't know what... if I think any harder, I'm gonna hate everything. The road to discovery, says Sensei. Goes on. Sensei, I'll be in the main temple. Yes, Sensei. If anything happens, inform me immediately. So he's gonna take a little afternoon siesta. Or meditation, as he likes to call it. Hehe, time for your nap, Sensei. Let's call it meditation. Oh my god, yeah. And please don't do anything foolish. Understand? Yeah. And the head pat. I feel like he just bribes all of them with head pats. Like, the reason why none of them, like, all of them are so happy to just maintain the status quo is because of those head pats. Okay, back to work. So basically you're whining because you're not getting any ideas. Lately I've seen... Pling! Rutile. Evil Dr. Rutile. Rutile, what do you think you're doing? A shock test. I am performing your 100-year toughness checkup. I can determine your degree of hardness with a simple touch, but the elements that determine the amount of impact you can absorb before breaking, including crystal structure and cleavage, and complex and carefully systemized, are complex and carefully systemized. Okay, so I know a little bit more about gem structure and the fact that even though there's the same level of hardness, that because of their different structures and the way that they can break or not break so easily, their cleavage, their strength is just... It's like several different scales, and you put those scales up and down. Yeah, that's very cool. That's what I loved about Land of the Lustrous so much. At least tell me first. I'm going to use you for my high standard. I don't really get it. Phos is like, I wish that the Rutile would experiment with me. Excuse me. I'd appreciate your cooperation. That's our rock solid Jade. You make a sound all your own. Pling. You are top class, as if that makes it all better. Quack doctor. So it's not just Phos. Oh my goodness, Rutile. I love that little panel where she's just bending Jade's legs and Phos is just like... I won't be needing your help. You are almost assuredly at the bottom. Oh, Phos offering up her arm, their arm. I just love this crazy, wacky family. I wish that they were just... On one hand, I feel like this would be sort of a perfect way to live out their eternal lives, just bagging each other. But of course, you know, that can't stand. Ugh, what was that about? Okay, so knowing that Rutile is sort of still obsessed with restoring Padpa, I feel like all of these experiments on the other gems, no less, make a little bit more sense. Oh, that reminds me, speaking of ideas, I've seen Diamond using a new fighting style lately. The things people come up with. Ooh, knock and you shall receive. Knock and you shall receive. Love it. That's not what reminded me. You're right, Dia's gonna be way more helpful than average old Jade. I was asking the wrong person. Thanks. I'll have you know, I'm still second hardest to break. Of course, yes, Bort. How could we forget Bort? Yeah, but high attack power is so much cooler than high endurance. High attack power. Okay, so again, another one of those levers that they use to determine hierarchy. Grr. Anyway, the diamond team is in the middle of their afternoon patrol. Don't get in their way. Which Phos is going to do in precisely 1 second. There is Dia with her flowy hair and just all-round beautiful personality. Dia! Eek! Oh, did their arm just break then? No, Phos is grabbing onto her leg. What are you doing? What are you doing, Phos? Why are you always rustling around in the grass? You could get yourself hurt. Oh, that's right. Even a brush up against Phos, Dia could smash them. Phos? You're too bright. The pain of my lack of ideas is enough to shatter me. Please give me a hint. Ideas for what? I can't tell you. Just give me an idea for getting ideas. That's great, Phos. Just this circular logic is really going to help you. Oh dear, that will be hard. Oh dear. Again, I don't know why in my head Dia has like a posh London accent, which I'm not even going to attempt to do. What if you tried making a big change in yourself? Maybe trying something you never do would help. So this is sort of Dia's philosophy coming out to the fore, right? Doing something that they've never done just to stand out, because Bort is just so outstanding that they have to really push their boundaries, even though it would be deemed reckless. I'm constantly wishing I could change. Oh, but that's pretty much impossible, which is why I'm asking for an easy idea. There are never any easy ideas. Do you know how many years I've idled away? 300 years, right? That's how old Phos is. I should have expected this from a hardness 10. Nothing but condescension. I can't commune with this god. It's hopeless. Yeah, I am hopeless. I'm sorry. Now I'm just making you mad. See? I'm full of flaws. Forgive me. Dia is just so wonderful. I just love how soft they are, even though they're a 10. Please. They actually put the love heart in. Oh my goodness. Fine, just this once. Thanks. And I bet Dia just has to, when they hug Phos, they have to be just so careful, because a wrong squeeze in the wrong place could just shatter them. Thanks. By the way, have you seen Bort? My only Bort, one and only Bort. Oh yeah, you're alone. That's weird. Yeah, so they're together all the time. Or Dia is always with Bort all the time. Did Bort go off somewhere? Honestly, what a self-centered jerk. Hee. I just can't keep up, that's all. There you go, enabling again. Enabling. It's just true. You're both diamonds. Of course you can keep up. This is fast giving Dia a much needed injection of self-confidence, even though they themselves are very much lacking in that department. Want me to give that punk a talking to? I feel like this is why Bort later on took Phos under their wing, because they knew that Phos wouldn't take shit from them. And despite, their seeming weakness, they've got that fire in them that Bort was just like, oh, okay. Maybe I'm not the only hard ass around. Bort will face my wrath. I don't know, maybe. Swoosh. Oh, the katana's coming out. I don't think he needs to go that far. So Phos obviously knows how much Dia loves Bort. You don't want me speaking bad about Bort around Dia. Here they come. I love those panels where they show the Lunarians coming out. For some reason, it still is able to convey the fear and sort of the might with which they come. Just their whole army. Dia's smiling, ready to try out their new technique. Those arrows as well. They're not your typical arrows, are they? I wonder if that sort of upside down U shape means anything. Huh. What do you do? What? Phos in awe. Whoa, you reflected them all back. That's how diamond. Oh no. Yeah, so instead of using the katana to just cut and slice, they're using it to sort of bat it back, which is cool. It's not over yet. The new type. King. Although it does ruin. See, that's so paralleled to eventually what happens to Daya, at least from what I've seen in the anime. They're ruining katana in order to fight back, and later on, when they have to themselves face a Lunarian without a weapon, they basically have to mutilate themselves in order to claim victory. Parallels. Huh. Okay, I don't have to worry about that for now. She hit them just a little bit more. Obviously, it's not as efficient as slashing through them, but eventually it does get the job done. Daya, what's that sound? But I guess the reverberations from the reflecting off the katana and just traveling through their limbs does cause them damage because of how they're structured. Oh, snap. Don't worry, just losing some limbs. The usual way is just broken, that's all. You have nothing to worry about. Just trying to be all cool about it. King. I have no idea if that's what that sound is. Okay, we lost the katana, and now they're gonna make Phos. Just yeet Phos across the field and be like, run. Yeah. Run! Oh, that panel where Phos's face is in the shadow. That's pretty cool. There comes Bort with their rocket hair. Wow. that's the exact that is like every, K-pop fan when they see BTS. I don't know. Oh wow. What? The hair just overtakes the entire panel. I feel like it just gives them that sense of overpoweredness and dominating any setting that they're in. They're so angry. They look so angry, and Dai looks so scared. I hate this. Wait, Bort's not using their hair to. No, it's just all katana, right? Okay, so she's sliced the lotus root. Swoosh. And then just diving back down after they've totally destroyed the Lunarian force. And graceful landing, of course. And the hair just. Sorry, the hair, man. Isn't it amazing? This is how it always goes. And here's Daya's sad narrative. They're stronger and stronger these days, so Bort won't let me fight. So Bort is getting stronger, I guess because of their technique, I'm assuming, not because of anything that's changing in their gem structure. We diamonds are the hardest of all with a hardness of 10. But when it comes to toughness, we're only second rate. We're brittle because if we get hit in the wrong direction, we break easily. But Bort is special. So tough but brittle. Again, I feel like that's just another reference to not just their physical structure, but also their internal landscape as well. An aggregate of lots of tiny crystals opposed to a single crystal body like me. The enemy can hit that weak angle, but it will only affect a part of that aggregate, so Bort's toughness is in a class all of its own. It's the best composition you could hope for, hard and tough. Yeah, so yeah, this distinction between hardness and toughness is really fascinating to me. I'm the one who wants to change. I wish I could be like that. Although I feel like her strength is, because they are a single-bodied diamond, if they themselves time an attack stroke in the right way, it's very powerful. So, you know, just weighing it up, right? Like, what? Ew. Ew. No. I get the strong part, but that gem's scary. You're nice, Daya. And niceness is a strength on it, all on its own. You know, Hufflepuffs, if you're out there. You're way better. And that Daya smile, but Phos, tink. If I'm not strong, I'm not a diamond. That means Bort is the only real diamond. Oh my goodness. Oh, this is... Again, I feel like the manga is giving us a lot more detail into Daya's mindset and why they're so down on themselves and just looking for a way to change. Because this whole being a genuine diamond thing, like living up to the name, or just like even family, there's like a family dynasty to preserve, and you're sort of tarrying that reputation with your uselessness. That's just so awful. It's true. That's why sometimes, just for a second, I'll wish I was the only diamond around. Can you believe it? So without Bort being the standard, then Daya would definitely not have all of these identity issues. It's awful. Even though I love Bort very much, I'm hopeless. And they're only hopeless because Bort is there to reflect that back onto them. It's hard, with or without them. You know what I'm feeling, Phos? No, Then give a name to these feelings. Huh? Why? Because you feel a little better when you've identified it, right? Sometimes. And I did hear that a natural history is supposed to classify everything. It reminds me of all the historical debate between, I think it's positivism, I don't know, I'll have to wiki it later, but basically that division of science where they're like, yes, we can classify everything, even emotions, like we can explain why people feel this and why they feel that based on the chemical structure of their brains and sort of, you know, physical components. And I feel like I don't think I'm in that camp. Not that I'm a scientist, but yeah, I feel like there are just certain things that you can never classify precisely, and you just gotta deal with it. Bort. Stop slipping off the glove. No. Without asking for consent. There it is. Then that sound was, I'm sorry, Phos, I didn't mean to put you in danger. I'm not sure it would work, but... You... Come on, Phos, stick up for your girl. I was wondering where you disappeared to. You were testing that weird fighting style again. I told you it's too risky, it's too much of a strain on you. What are you thinking? In bold type. It's just, you're always protecting me. It's not right. I'm a diamond too. It's meant to be a diamond. If I'm not going to be any help, then it doesn't matter if I'm around or not, does it? Very Cinnabar-like, just in a different form. Damn it. That's ridiculous. Now you see here, Bort. Don't be mean to Daya. I am totally Phos in this situation. Although I don't know why. I guess I do know why Phos is hiding behind Daya's legs. Just in case. Or face my wrath. You're such an idiot. But I love you, Phos. Oh, you see, I just happened to run into Phos here and I was trying to help. I don't know what they're for, but apparently we're looking for a good way to come up with ideas. Bort, not interested. So Bort, maybe you can help? I can. No way, really? Wow. Wow, Bort. But assuming I was suddenly struck with the desire to help you once, I would never get rid of you. What does that mean? So I'll turn your problems into dust. This is not the way. Violence is never the answer. Except unless, you know, for all the other answers that can't be solved with discussions. Every time I see that Linnarian sort of zigzaggy thing on the horizon, I always hear that dung, 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 like the bells. Oh, huh? Yep, more coming. Incoming. Oh, it's heading to the school. That's the one. They went right past us. They ignored Daya. And the piece of slag. Huh? I was just like, what piece of slag? What's a slag? I wonder what that is. It's too big to be a halo. But it's right above the school. Sensei must have seen it by now. Oh no. Sensei's taking a nap. Huh? What? That... They knew is not good. Oh, that's the end of chapter 3. Cochlea. Oh, I want to know what cochlea is. Good grief. Okay, I might actually stop it there because I think there's 6 chapters in this volume, and I might leave the next 3 chapters for the next time. It's so interesting to be reading this with all of the lore that the anime left me with. I know that the anime kind of stops around the chapter 30 or so mark, and after that, that's when things will really become unknown for me. But even so, I've already picked up on a lot in these 3 chapters that the anime didn't, or I guess couldn't really go much more into detail on. First off is the fact that we get the origin story of the gems straight off the bat in chapter 1. And obviously it doesn't go far enough in that it's still Sensei's sanitized version of history, but it does explain more of how the moons came to be. And so it's basically a version of what could have happened to our Earth in real life, because meteorites hit planets all the time. It's just in this world, 6 of them came in at once and completely destroyed life and gave rise eventually to new organisms and life forms. I'm intrigued that it's something that the gems obviously are taught and recite as soon as they are born. And Phos, being Phos, is the bad student who's just super fuzzy on the details and just wants to go outside and play. But on the more serious side of things, it's exactly like how we as kids are taught certain versions of history that we accept automatically as being the truth. And there's different versions of this that happen all over the world, and everyone sort of learns different histories depending on what particular political leaning or whatever it is that education system has that day. And it's just mirrors exactly how we all grow up, and hopefully, like, you know, when we go out into the world and sort of meet different perspective people and hear different perspectives and sort of put together a more rounded view of history and the world, that's sort of when humanity is at its best, where people really have the skills to question what it is that they've learned since they were babies, and be able to critically analyze what it is that's really true. Or maybe sometimes there is no one version of the truth, you know, there's many truths. The other thing that really stuck out to me, and which I really loved, that I wish we could have seen more of in the anime, but I get it because it's not that important, is all of the banter between the gems, particularly between Phos and everyone else. Which we saw a little bit of, but it really hones in on how close-knit a family this is. And they are a family because not only do they share a common origin story, but they also have to survive together by honing different skills and then fitting them all together into one smooth-running society. But as with every society, it seems a small minority always get left behind or designated as useless, even though it's not really because they're fundamentally useless. It's just the way that this particular society has been set up and stratified and cemented. The differences that they offer are often shunned or pushed to the side. And again, that is such a realistic reflection of societies in our own world. There have always been people like Cinnabar and Phos, and in a way Daya, although being a diamond, they're kind of a little bit higher up on the social scale. But yeah, people who just by being what they are automatically get blacklisted, and that really sucks. Although the silver lining to that is that so often those who live or are forced to live on the fringes of society are the ones who really have the most valuable thing to offer, which is innovation or new ways of thinking about things, or just because of the shit that they've had to endure, they often are the most driven to change the way things are done normally for the better. That's why I really loved Cinnabar's chapter, because even though I think the anime did a great job at conveying their despair and just waiting for the Lunarians to take them, and it had the benefit also of using that super sad Chinese instrument themed background music. In that chapter, chapter 2, the amount of dialogue that we get, not just with Cinnabar, but also with the gem who lived next to Cinnabar's room, which I've forgotten their name. But yeah, all of those conversations about Cinnabar by the other gems really just gave a much deeper insight into how seemingly intractable this problem of Cinnabar's floating poisonous mercury bits are. And no one knows that better than Cinnabar themselves. I found it very interesting that here it was actually Rutile who first seeded the idea in Phos's head to find a job for Cinnabar, while they're telling Phos, why it is that Cinnabar is able to do patrol at night, because of the way that their particles absorb light. But I don't know, it felt like maybe Rutile was kind of more just trying to get rid of Phos, get them out of their clinic. I don't know. But it really ended up sticking, and now we have Phos tearing out their hair, trying to come up with an idea, or, as their genius self would put it, trying to come up with an idea to get an idea to help Cinnabar, and that was really sweet. And speaking of sweet, I am loving this time that we get to see sassy baby Phos, their rebel nature just coming out even in the face of, say, Bort's absolute disdain and threats to ground her into dust. This is the Phos that I really fell in love with in the anime, and now that we have them back here in the manga, I will always cherish that, even though I do know what's coming for them in later chapters. But as I say, don't take for granted what you've got now, so I'm definitely going to enjoy it while it lasts. Finally, the dire stuff as well, the third gem in our self-hating gem club. There was so much more clarity provided in chapter 3 about what's really causing Dire's belief in their utter uselessness. And of course, it's the fact that they have Bort as the standard against which they have to measure up to, which is impossible, because if you're competing solely on the combination of hardness and toughness, of course you're going to lose out on that. Whereas, again, the same thing, toughness and hardness are not necessarily the only things of value. Something like kindness is, which Dire has in spades, or even Dire's new way of fighting style, which, maybe still needs a bit of workshopping, but given time and new technologies that I'm sure someone like, what was her name, Obsidian could come up with, that could, in time be the way that all Lunarians in the future are fought. That it just works better. Like, who knows? The whole love-hate relationship between Bort and Dire, actually, well, more from Dire's end, was also really well conveyed, and Bort isn't any less scarier and mean in the manga as in the anime. Alright, this is where I'm going to be leaving you guys. In this video at least, I'm sure there's going to be a lot more thoughts that we can tussle out in the comments or in the next video or on Twitter. I'm still filling out the best way to do these readings, so yeah, let me know if you have any ideas, like if I'm reading too fast, too slow, too much. Yeah, let me know and I'll try to accommodate. It is great to be back on the Houseki no Kuni train. I do get a bit of a feeling like the anime was sort of learning to ride a bike with training wheels, and this is the real test. So yeah, until next time, have a great weekend and take care.